My name is Siobhan Larkin and I am the Programme Monitoring and Evaluation Officer with Dublin City Community Co-op, otherwise known as the Co-op. This case study highlights the importance of collaboration and the role that local inner city community development organisations play in reaching out and engaging with target groups that are otherwise isolated.
SWICAN is a community organization providing services in the Liberties. Dublin 8 area is densely populated with migrant communities, in particular Muslim minorities. We had been working with Amal Group since 2014, supporting them in their development and their work within the community. Amal is a women's association based in Mosque on South Circular Road.
Hi, my name's Lena. I'm 15 years old and I'm Irish. But I'm kind of Egyptian at the same time, hence the colour. In this organisation, you have Amal and you have Amal Youth. With Amal, they help with women going through domestic violence. They help with Syrian refugees. They help with women that need help with their families.
In particular, we work with young people in Amal Group. Those young people are an upcoming generation of young people that are born in Ireland to migrant families. They carry different cultures and they have to find their identity that would allow them to live and succeed in Ireland and to become active citizens.
The goal of Amal Youth is basically to lead our women to become our Amal women when they grow older. To lead the entire group at a young age is very helpful, which helps the youth to grow as women and to find themselves in society. Amal Youth collabed with the Clubhouse. Basically, we made a video. Well, we made two videos of a collaboration of two organizations with many, we didn't kind of do a video of we'll teach anything or just teach videography or whatever. They literally taught us the purposes of life and how to become adults and how to actually deal with things and real life situations. And basically, they structure us to be grown, empowered, and outspoken women.
As a result of collaboration with Amal, we created two films that address different issues that young people face while living in Ireland. So the first film is called My Hijab, My Choice, and it addresses EU ruling, High Court ruling, that allows companies to ban their staff from wearing visible religious symbols. This is something that was very important for young people as they are young women wearing hijab, and these issues affect their future.
My Hijab is My Choice. It kind of was in a documentary type style. So we spoke about what we wanted, which was change.
Hello, my name is Ramaisa and I'm 14 years old. I was involved in the protest that happened where they were going to stop girls from wearing the hijab in jobs, like in work, which wasn't something that we obviously wanted because we still wanted our future as young girls. It was a nice experience because it was the first protest I actually was ever in. I still remember standing there screaming at the top of my lungs, and all around me people had posters holding them up, and I remember the one I was holding was I cover my hair, not my brain. It was very important to be in the protest because at least I feel like I did something, at least even if it didn't work, I tried. The film happened after the protest because maybe the protest wasn't enough.
I remember being so impressed with the group when we made the film, that how politically aware the young women were. And I said that to Nor, and she said, I was standing beside her and the whole room was full, and she just said, well, take a look at the room and they're all wearing hijabs. She was like, we stick out, we're noticeable, so they have to be aware and they have to stand up for themselves and know what the legislation is, and they just are very politically aware. And from my point of view, maybe more so than most of the young people that we'd usually get, because maybe they don't have to be.
This would really affect Muslim girls' jobs because we would have to not wear it while working, and if we did not accept to not wearing it while working, we would have to stay without any job.
All I remember is it was something fun that doing, because at that time I think I was like only 12 or something.
I loved it. It was really fun. And even making the wrap and everything, and like I kind of felt myself like a bit like of a savage and a badass. I was like, yeah, look at me, like I'm putting out a point, and like if you like I felt like we kind of described what we wanted in a documentary way for like older generations, and then we also described what we all wanted as a youth through a rap.
So from my perspective, it was great, and it tied in perfectly to youth work. It was very youth-led. It was an issue raised by young people, and we just facilitated it and helped to make it happen. It was very interesting to do it through music, to do it through rap. I was really surprised to see it, and for the minute, and I think the rap was a minute long or a minute and a half long, and in that 90 seconds there was a very strong point made.
We were sitting down one day at a meeting, and I was just like, singing along, and I was like, oh, you know what, we should actually do a rap. And then me and Samai, the other girl that was in the video, we were like, oh my god, we actually should. So we sat there and we started like writing down lyrics, and basically at the start we wrote down what we wanted was change. And we wrote down exactly what we wanted to be changed. So we started playing with words, and then the meeting was over, of course, but me and Samaya are in the same class. So we'd pass like little notes to each other during class of thinking of lyrics, which was kind of fun. So we'd she would send me a lyric, and then I'd rhyme it off with something else. So, and like one time a teacher were like, what are you sending around? We were like, nothing, we're not doing anything at all. But like it was so fun because we were like all mischief, and we were like, oh, we can't tell anyone, this is gonna be a secret, so it could be like a surprise at the end of the documentary.
We have a right for which we're gonna fight, cause we are strong and all the haters are wrong. We wear hijab for our Islam. We are the greatest, we are the best. I am free, so don't judge me. Don't stop me now, and don't say well, cause I know you're not the greatest. So back off your haters and leave us be what we wanna be. I respect you, so you gotta respect me. Don't try and bring me down, cause I'll be wearing my crown, and I'll keep my head up high, so don't try and make me cry, cause I'll always be proud, and I'll speak out loud. I cover my hair, it's what I wanna do, so can I ask you a question, what's to do with you?
The second film was a collaboration between girls from Amal Group and girls from Swiccan Clubhouse. As part of Real Youth Film Festival, we created a film called What a Day. This film addressed issues of discrimination, being different, and realities that the girls face in their lives.
I have worked with the young women from the Amal Group on a few different occasions, and for the What a Day film project that we worked on, it started off with the Real Youth programme, which is a Dublin City film project run by a collective of youth workers, and each year they have a different theme for a film, and that year was a day in the life of a young person. We got together as a group and talked about issues and things that affected them as young people in their lives, and the conversations were amazing, really interesting. We tried to talk about broad things that affected their life, things in the community, and then personal things to them. And the things that kept coming up for these young women was discrimination. So that was something that they really focused on and identified with, and between the different young women that took part in it, that was something they could all relate to themselves.
The second video, it showed what we wanted in change as well, but it had no contact to it. Like we didn't speak, but you could understand that we were affected and we were upset about what was going on, and that it wasn't okay. In both situations, that it was trying to send a message, but one was lyrical, one wasn't lyrical. It was entertaining, like getting to be on set and like getting to do things in creative ways, and even like making our bedrooms out of a youth place. It was like cool. Like yeah, it was literally basically a coffee table, and you had a couch, and we changed it into a bed. People thought that I was actually in my own bedroom, but like I really wasn't. We sat together and we thought of our daily day, and it's either we took it into a normal's perspective or the society's perspective. Society may think that they know what goes on in a Muslim girl's day or what goes on in a different darker coloured skin girl's day, but they don't actually know what goes on. You would be shocked to know that most people don't know that Muslims pray 5 times a day. They don't. They simply aren't educated about that.
It showed the difference between a normal girl and a Muslim girl's life. I remember when I first seen it, I was like, that is a good idea.
We spoke about discrimination and rights and basically a woman's rights in society. And discrimination is something that actually happens in Ireland. And they may say Ireland is not a racist country, but that's not right. And may society accept it or may not accept it. It is. Because you may think, oh, it could have happened to anyone, but it happened to who? To the Muslim society. It was a bit of mixed reactions because at the start people weren't very like they didn't really understand what was kind of going on, but at the end of the video people start understanding that these were 2 ordinary teenage girls and their lives are kind of like resemble my life, but certain things happen to them that don't always happen to other girls or your basic girl, which is like something a society specializes. People reacted to it in a good way. Like, I like the way that you actually kind of represented that this shouldn't happen. But at the same time, some people didn't really understand it because they still had the mentality or view that, so what, this happens to us. Why shouldn't we actually say this shouldn't happen to us? But we should, because this is not what life should be. You shouldn't be scared that a girl's gonna pull your hijab in a corridor. You shouldn't be scared that a girl's gonna play with your hair just because you have different hair than her. Or you shouldn't be scared that something bad's gonna happen to you when you're walking down the street. Things like that affect people, and clearly our society sometimes don't understand that.
So after making this film, they showed it at the Real Youth Film Festival. And not only did they showcase it in front of other young people, but they also emceed the event, which was really impressive and fantastic. They did a really good job and were able to communicate how the whole experience was for them in front of other young people. After that experience of making the film and speaking and being able to communicate about it, there's a lot of potential there for those young people to go even further and to do more work with film.
A film is a great way to send a message because our society lack on reading things, so they kind of like watching stuff because they kind of get the easy way out. So yeah, a film is a good way to bring out a message, but are they gonna listen or are they gonna view? That's the real question. I think I learned a lot about this from like making the film and stuff. Like I kind of learned the fact that it's not only Muslim girls that get this, it's lots of girls. Like if you're not your basic girl, you're gonna get the same treatment. And also I learned that if one girl has an idea of something and influences another, you could find an army of girls representing that one thing. The fact that Muslim girls were upset that the European Union of Law wanted to change the law saying that girls with hijabs couldn't work, we stood up and we represented ourselves. We did not stay silent. That was something that never happens in the Muslim community, but it happened with that because our youth are very strong and we frankly don't stay quiet.
As a result, we have young people that had a unique experience creating with purpose and express their viewpoints through the media of film.
I wear hijab because it's my choice to wear my hijab. It's not anybody else's choice. I chose to wear my hijab.
If I can't get a job due to this legislation, then it may lead to financial issues. That means I will be isolated in my own community and it will prevent me from being the best I could be.
Ireland is my home. I have my constitutional rights like everybody else does. I'm a human. just like yous. So why should you stop me do what I want to do? I have my rights as well. Everybody has their rights.
You say you gotta respect me, don't try and bring me down, cause I'll be wearing my crown and I'll keep my head up high, so don't try and make me cry, cause I'll always be proud and I'll speak out loud. I cover my hair, it's what I wanna do, so can I ask you a question, what's to do with you?